Coming up on the Making Waves VO podcast. The dongle.
The dongle, yes. Which would be
It's sad.
great.
It's going to be sad to see the dongle go.
Dongleless. Dongleless.
Oh, man. The thought of being dongleless is just devastating to me. Man, what to do without the dongle?
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves. Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves. Making waves.
This is the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobbi Maxwell.
This is the Making Waves VO podcast. You heard it right there. It's Kevin here in Nashville. Bobbi, where are you?
I'm in Nashville North. I have to tell you something. I meant to tell you this a couple weeks ago. When we do our sync, our little cacaw, which you don't normally hear, when I was in Cabo a couple of weeks ago, I went to a release of some baby turtles, and all these crows and like buzzards started attacking the little babies as we're pushing them toward the ocean. And I started going, cacaw! Cacaw! And everybody just looked at me like, it's like, hey, I know how to cacaw.
Bless you. You were trying to save the turtles. That is so sweet. Bobbi, I know, a couple episodes, I surprised you. And
Yeah.
I just told you moments ago that I don't have a surprise for you this episode. And
Are you
guess
sure?
what?
You have a surprise.
I don't have a surprise.
Okay, good.
But my big surprise is I'm about to turn on my camera, okay?
Oh, Lord. What'd you do?
Oh, nothing. I just want you to see this head.
Nice hair.
What's going on there, huh?
Lovely. Are you expecting to go to the barber soon or something?
Sometime soon. That's what I call bedhead. Look at that.
You got more hair than I do, bud.
And for those that can't see this, just know that I am putting Gary Busey to shame right now.
You do have some volume, buddy.
Oh, volume. All right, I'm turning off my camera now. That's my only surprise.
Well, thanks. Thanks so much.
You're welcome, Bobbi. I know you appreciated that. Before we get much further, the Making Waves VO podcast is presented by our good friends at Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
And they are a very good friends. And it is December, and you're going to hear us talking about some December specials coming up in just a bit, just in time for the holidays. But yeah, December is upon us, Bobbi. And what does that mean for the voiceover world?
I don't know about everybody else, but for me, just every year when I look back on my monthly income, December is just like drops off. It's, I think people are on vacation. People have what they need for that year. They're going to push everything off into the new year. And, there's just not many auditions going on. So it's a big slowdown. Is it for you?
A little bit. And I kind of welcome it because in automotive, which is a big part of our worlds, the busiest month of the year is typically November, what we're just coming out of. The second busiest is typically May. What I've noticed over the last, nearly 20 years, May is second biggest, then November. May for Memorial Day sales, kickoff to the summer. People are excited about buying a car for the summer, and so the sales are big in May. And then the Black Friday stuff in November. So when December rolls around, I'm kind of like, okay, I kind of like this. But I don't want to get too comfortable. It allows me to plan for things, to think about, honing up on my marketing and coaching and things like that. So I kind of welcome it. What about you?
Absolutely. I've been every day this week, I've just been saying, I should be in there auditioning. Then I say, you know what? I had a good year. Why not just take a few weeks and enjoy the holidays and enjoy family and being with friends and not stress yourself out? So yeah, it's a good time to just, think about you, not so much the job.
Yeah. And if you want to do some stuff like, I've got some projects that I'm going to be doing around my studio. I'm going to get it straightened up. I am a hot mess. I have been described as a hot mess for a long time, by the way,
yeah,
Bobbi.
look at your hair.
in terms of like workflow and different things like that, like I've heard a couple of different things, like an expression that I think is really cool. They say, if you want something done, give it to a busy person.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, I love that expression because that means that, somebody that's busy, they're always going, they're doing things, but they're getting stuff accomplished. So I love that. And my desk would reflect that. I've always got, and P.S., I stopped printing scripts a long time ago.
Same.
But I
Yeah.
still have like just various pieces of mail, and I'm a hoarder of cables. I'm a hoarder of Velcro straps. If I've got a loose screw laying around, I won't throw it away. So,
Are you
so
kidding?
I'm not. I tend to keep that kind of stuff, and I tend to keep, batteries. I don't know if this battery's good or not. I'm just going to put it aside, and, I don't know. I'm not cheap or thrifty in that regard, but I just tend to, when it's something like equipment or gear or anything, parts, I tend to keep that stuff.
Hey there, it's J. Michael Collins, and you're listening to the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell. Now, back to my lobster.
That's
Anyway,
funny.
I'm a hot mess. That's what I was getting to. So getting back to, like, it's a good time to organize stuff
Yeah.
and to, maybe update the workflow. I've got a couple of new lights for my booth. I put one in last night, but it's super bright, and I don't know if I like it the way it is. And then I got some mood lighting that will go around the top. It's like
Ooh.
rainbow stuff. It's like, you can do all the different colors with it and stuff like that. So I'll be installing those lights in the coming weeks too.
That's really cool. I know that a lot of people will think about upgrading their equipment, not just, the accessories. I mean, somebody will go, there's some awfully good deals out there right now on equipment, or my acoustics aren't really what I think they should be, or some people actually bring in a pro in that and have it analyze their space. So it'd be a good time to do that when you're not so busy with work. So, new equipment. Oh, and Source Connect is just introducing their new platform, Source Connect 4, and they're doing a public beta. And I think they're offering a discount on that right now. So if you've been a Source Connect member or thinking about being a Source Connect customer, check them out before too long into 2025.
Yeah. Are you going to update that, Bobby, yourself?
Equipment?
No, and the Source Connect. You going to Source Connect 4?
I'm undecided. I don't do a lot of directed sessions. And if I did more, yes, absolutely. Because you don't, the new Source Connect 4, you don't have to have the iLock.
The dongle?
The dongle, yes. Which would be
It's sad.
great.
It's going to be sad to see the dongle go.
Dongleless. Dongleless.
Oh, man. The thought of being dongleless is just devastating to me. Man, what to do without the dongle?
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I don't mean to go off on another tangent, but I was watching TV the other night and Peyronie's disease spot came on. Kevin, you've been replaced.
Wait. Not the wording, why is it crooked down there?
No, it was a whole different spot. You weren't in there.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
okay.
bud.
They may have, we'll see when baseball season comes around in 25 if they're renewing. Speaking of dongles.
I know. Okay, back to where we were. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah,
There's-
I've had my dongle for years, and I don't know how I would deal with being dongleless.
Well, the people at Source Connect, it's their mission to make everyone dongleless. So check it out if a dongle is not, something that you want to have to deal with.
Is that part of the woke society, being dongleless?
I don't know. Okay, enough.
Enough dongle talk. That's my last time I'm saying dongle.
Oh, but other than equipment or subscriptions or whatever, there's so many other things that you can be working on in December. Don't go anywhere. The Making Waves VO podcast returns in a moment.
This is voice actor and voice acting coach Linda Bruno, and you're listening to the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell. I heard it's really good.
We love our friends, Bobby, at Full Compass, and this is the best time of the year to save some moolah on stuff you might need for the studio, and not only save money, but get some peace of mind too, right?
Well, I love that they have their experts there that will talk with you about the equipment that you might need, or will go into more details on what a particular piece of equipment can do. I mean, you're seeing all the sales for the, Amazon and Facebook Marketplace, but it's a great opportunity to talk to somebody and be assured that this is the right product for you, and you're going to get a low price guarantee.
And I've worked with the folks at Full Compass. I've purchased things from them, and my customer service experience has been second to none. Nobody's better at the customer service game than Full Compass. Also, they have the biggest and best names in our audio world.
Yeah, we're talking Shure, Sennheiser, Neumann, Focusrite, all great products that people in the voiceover industry have been using successfully for years. I mean, Full Compass has been around for a long time. They know this stuff. They're a family business, and you are their priority, that you get the right equipment for the job you're doing.
Log on to fullcompass.com. If you want, search the deals page. There are some amazing deals going on right now. Check them out. Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
Making Waves returns.
Have you been a part of an accountability group ever in your voiceover career?
No. No, I have friends that do them, though.
Yeah.
You being one of them.
Well, I'm currently not in one, but I mean, I message with some voiceover friends, but I'm not in a group where, you come together once a week or a couple times a month or whatever. But people who do it say it definitely motivates you. So something to think about for the 2025.
Now, I understand the concept of an accountability group, but what actually goes on in those accountability meetings?
I think it's just people give ideas on how you can improve your marketing, or maybe they've found new production sites, or not production sites, but production houses. Just they're kind of sharing information, but they're also giving you that much needed push to, okay, you're letting this slide. This is what you could be doing. So it's kind of a sharing of things and a motivator.
Okay. I could see that being beneficial. You know what else some folks could do during December is training. I know, everybody tends to slow things down in that regard, but what a perfect time to, get some extra training in.
Oh, yeah. I know that you're helping Christy Bowen with Tennessee Voiceovers, and they're having a really nice sale right now in classes, aren't they?
They are. They are. In fact, I'm also part of the Guru Coaches with Linda Bruno, and I myself am doing some training with Richard Redfield in the trailer world.
What?
So I'm getting with him every couple of weeks.
Oh, I thought you meant you're helping him, so you're getting training from him. Or
correct.
Are you helping? Okay.
I'm getting training from him. Yeah. Not an expert in the trailer world, which is a good reminder that if you've been doing voiceover for 1 year and you think you can be a coach, maybe reconsider.
Yeah.
Anyway, we see that sometimes in our world where somebody's been doing VO for like a year and they go, oh, I can coach now. And I don't know. I disagree with that model. Maybe unless you have a super unique perspective, or I don't know. Or maybe you're just crushing it. Let's say you've been doing voiceover for a year or 2 years, and you are booking national stuff regularly, or perhaps you're booking a certain genre regularly. Maybe then. But
Well, I thought it was interesting. I was reading Jay Michael's latest Facebook post about VO Atlanta, and I didn't realize VO Atlanta in March 2025 is going to be focused on people who are in the thick of their careers and killing it. So that could be somebody who's been around for a year. What I'm talking about is the presenters. if you look at the lineup, it's a lot of newer faces compared to who they've had in the past 10 years. You know, it's going to be interesting because there are some people that are killing it out there that we never thought that would be a presenter at a conference so quickly. But hey, kudos to them.
Yeah.
And you're going to be there.
I am. I don't know in what capacity yet, what I'm going to be presenting, but I will be presenting something. So that remains to be seen. I think the schedule is going to come out in December sometime. So we have that to look forward to. Yeah, another thing, talking about these kinds of things, and I'm not much of a budgeter in terms of at the beginning of the year, I'm going to sit down and do a budget for the year. Not me, but some people might. And December could be a time to, set their budgets for 2025 coming up. Do you do anything like that?
No, not really. I'm not a budgeter. I mean, what I do is when I do my taxes at the end of the year, I look back and think, I really, really did a lot of classes this year, or I did X amount of conferences, and I kind of adjust it to the next year, but I don't sit out and make a budget.
Okay.
Does that make
makes
sense?
Yeah, 100%. I'm the same way. It's like if I want to do something, I go, can I afford it? And then I go, do I want to? And then I go, can I get a tax write-off? And then I go, let's do it.
Yeah.
or not.
That's probably my big area. Is it going to be a good tax write-off? And you go with that for the income that you made in that particular year. So, just makes sense.
I actually got a credit card for just business now. I should have done it a long time ago.
Oh, good.
But that way it's just easier to track everything. It'll be the credit card for pretty much all of my businessy type purchases, expenses, and write-offs. Oh my!
Is it an airline miles credit card?
It is. It's an Amex Blue Business, and the rewards tie in with my other Amex, so I get all those Amex rewards, and it has. I like the benefits and features.
Yeah, I saw Amex offer, I think it was 90,000 miles in the past month or two to sign up. I know that's multiple trips. So if you want to do what Kevin's doing, it's just like a no-brainer. If you can afford the annual fee, I mean they can go up, but if you like to travel, it's a good thing.
Surf's Up. It's the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobbi Maxwell. This is voice actor and studio owner Christy Bowen, and they appreciate you listening.
Oh, did you get snow, by the way? I know, this is squirrel.
Squirrel. I was just going to say squirrel. We did get snow. What's up with Nashville? They said
I know.
It never snows here.
Well,
it snowed the past 2 winters.
I tell folks we're usually good for about one snow dusting a year.
Yeah.
And then maybe about one ice sleet event a year. But we've already got our first snow event in the first week of December. I don't think we're done. But it's fun. It was beautiful last night as the sun was going down at like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Sun was setting, not quite, but like 4. And just watching the snow come down, and it was pretty.
It was pretty. I woke up last night, like midnight or 2 or something, and I heard this weird noise. I mean, it was like you said, it was beautiful, and I had just gone to bed, looking at all the snow and the trees. And I heard this strange noise, and we have a lot of helicopters here because of Fort Campbell. But this was like a motorized sound, and I'm going, is it so cold out there that the heater is like running, the furnace is running overtime right now? So I just kind of laid there, and it didn't go away. It didn't like stop. And so I jumped on, I don't know, I couldn't sleep. So I jumped on Facebook to our local community page. There was an escaped a guy who's on parole that escaped last night in our area, and they had a helicopter out looking for him.
Whoa!
And that was what I heard was just this helicopter in our little town.
Bobbi, are you harboring criminals?
They said on Facebook, they said, lock your doors. And I thought, we never lock the garage.
Bobby,
I know.
you gotta lock your garage.
Yes.
You gotta lock them all up tight. You just can't be too careful anymore.
Oh, but anyway, squirrel.
Yeah.
We're all
Bobby's
over the
aiding
place.
and abetting. Some scofflaw. That's crazy. When you said it was the helicopters and you just kept hearing these I was wondering, did she wake herself up snoring?
No, stop. I don't snore.
Oh,
Anyway.
my goodness.
So back to other things for December and the slowdown. You know what I've seen a lot also on, speaking of social media, is the demo producers are offering some really good deals right now.
Oh, interesting.
Have you seen this? Yeah.
I have seen some stuff. I'm getting some stuff worked on, but I'm all set otherwise. But you know, if you're shopping for a demo and you're in the market for a demo, and hey, you might can save some money if you take advantage of some savings at the end of the year here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Or refresh your website. I mean, I can't tell you the
refresh
last
your
time
website.
I was on my website. I'm married to a software guy, and he always promises, "Oh, I'll fix it for you." Well,
That's funny.
a year later.
Yeah, it's something we've got to do. Take care of, just the little maintenance stuff and different things like that. There was a Facebook post the other day, and somebody that was newer into the business asking, is there, for those that have been doing this a while, is there less work than there was, years ago? And I jumped in there and I said, I think there's more work than ever, even with AI. I still think that there are people producing things that still need voiceover, professional voiceover, and I really think that there is as much, if not more, work than there's ever been. And these, how does that pertain to a slow December? I don't know. You can take stock, you can reflect, or you can just go track numbers and see what your busy months were for the year. And if you've been doing it a couple of years, at least, you can go back and go year over year, and you can start seeing some trends. That's how I knew about automotive in May and November. That's the hot months. I would go back and look at those numbers and see, okay, those came from automotive, and just, but it could be a time to take stock in what you've done for the last year, compare it to the previous year, and think about possible marketing efforts moving into the new year. Like you go, oh, wow, healthcare was really big in April for me.
Right.
Well, I'm going to make sure and send out some notes to some of my contacts around February to just get in front of them as they're thinking about planning those things. I don't know. It's something you can do.
It's interesting that somebody brought that up. Did you say they were newer to voiceover?
I think they were newer to voiceover. They were just, wanting to know, about years gone by, if there was more work now or less. And I think there's more.
I think there is more, but I also think that it's shifting in where the work is coming from. Agents might not have as much, or production houses, as opposed to, being hired directly from TikTok or LinkedIn or Instagram. I think that's all kind of fluctuating over the past, 5 years. So, but I agree. I think there is more work out there. And you know why? Because I am on pay to play, and I'm seeing just as much, if not more, auditions come in on a daily basis.
Well, that's super cool. And the with all the managers that are out there, and managers are changing their models, agents are opening themselves up to different work opportunities, and that has shifted things. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, a lot to think about in December, and things that you can do if you are a little bit slower in terms of, coaching, assessing your need for demos, assessing, what your trends were this past year, and how you can learn from that and apply it to better strategies in 2025. Lots of things.
Let's talk about agents, because we just mentioned that very briefly. It's kind of been said that December is a little too late in the current year to submit to an agent, but doesn't mean you can't be doing some homework on what a good agent would be for you, who a good agent would be for you, by looking at their rosters and seeing how many people have your style or your demographic or your experience, and just maybe asking around to other people what they think of their agent.
I love that. It is a great time to do research. They're probably going to be inundated in January with
Yeah.
stuff. But hey, it doesn't hurt to throw your hat in the ring and just make sure you're ready. Like I've pitched to some agents in the past, and I wasn't ready to pitch to them. I wasn't, I wasn't good enough, if I'm being candid with myself. And that's been approaching 5 years ago. Now I think I'm more ready, trying to get it to where they can't say no. But, be careful if you're going to shoot your shot, make sure you got a good one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And another way, we've talked about this before, another way to get the ear of an agent rather than just submitting with those, thousands and thousands of other people are to do these workshops that you see offered by, so many different sources out there where you'll read for the agent. We've talked about this. We've been hired during one, after one of those. So just look at some of the classes that are coming up, some of the workshops, specifically with agents or producers or whatever. And, it might just give you a little in that way in addition to your submission.
Yeah, I did one. I actually did one last night, what you're talking about, and got to read for a certain manager. And it was really cool. And what I took away from it was exactly what you're talking about. Like, I got in front of them, and he's like, Kevin, man, our paths have crossed. It seems I know you. And then I did my read, and thankfully he loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He gave me a redirect, and he was like, dude, that was perfect. That was it. He goes, that was it. I'm like, cool. And so, you make an impression, and then down the road when you want to pitch them,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully they remember, and they go, why do I know that? They're going to pay you a little more attention. Doesn't mean you're going to get signed, but
Well,
at
you can
least
also
you might
put
get
in your
listened.
Yeah, you can put in your email that remember we worked together in this workshop. That's a good starter for your email to get their attention. That's great. So how many times you get to read?
Just actually last night, just one. This manager was very thorough with folks and was very giving of his time. So yeah, he took a little extra time. And so when we got towards the end, he's like, oh, wow, we're only gonna have time for questions now. So it was fine though. It was fine. Typically you get, about 2 times to read and something like that.
Yeah.
But that's all good. I feel like I shot my shot, made an impression, and, we'll just see
Sounds
where it
like you
goes.
did. That's great.
You don't want to miss what's next. Making Waves returns momentarily.
Hello, everybody. This is Dave Walsh of The True Tell, and you're listening to the Making Waves VO podcast with my friends Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobbi Maxwell.
Full Compass is your one-stop destination for cutting-edge audio, video, and lighting solutions. With nearly 50 years of industry expertise, we offer a vast selection of high-quality equipment, from microphones, recording interfaces, and software, to audio accessories, monitors, headphones, and other pieces to help you find your ideal sound. Our trained product experts are here to help every step of the way with unmatched customer service. You'll also get free same-day shipping, flexible financing options, and a low price guarantee. Visit us online at fullcompass.com or call 800-356-5844 today.
Now back to the podcast. There was something in the VO community that just came out this past week, I think it was. Natasha Marchevsky has the VO Pros group. I'm sorry, not VO Pros, the Voice 123 Pros group that she has that helps you with your setting up your profile and your SEO and such. And she mentioned, and anybody who's on Voice 123 probably got the email they changed their algorithm in terms of us as the talent getting credited for our likes. Because a lot of people have dropped from like 20% down to, like the bottom percent, or going from 10% to 30% because they weren't including those likes into how they figured out what percentage you were. And they've changed it up. So a lot of people saw themselves jumping up in percent. I know I did. So this is definitely a good time, why you do have the time in December in the slower period, to work on your profile in addition on pay to play, or even like the production rosters that you're on. I mean, just go back and listen and look and see what demos they have. Maybe you haven't sent them an updated demo for some reason. Just make sure everything's current as you're heading into a new year.
I love that. And do you think you need to update all your platforms like that on V123, Voices.com, Bodalgo, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
And even your agents, if they your demos, just ask them if you can give them your latest demo, or they always say communicate with your agent. I mean, it's just smart. So it doesn't hurt to just say, what do you think of my profile? What do you think of my demos up there? Do we need to work on anything? Yeah, it's a good time to do that.
Very, very nice. Well, Bobbi, we're in December. We say it's a little bit slower, and it probably is a little bit slower for most folks when December rolls around. But we've just come up with some creative solutions on how folks can stay active in their voiceover business if it's not booking work.
Or you can just sit around and eat cookies if you want to.
Yeah, there's that too, man. Ooh. Eat cookies, watch football. I'm down. I'm down to clown.
That's right. We've got a game coming up. We've got our Titans-Bengals game coming up.
I know. And when we booked that at the beginning of the season, I had high hopes that both of our teams would be fighting for playoff spots. But both of our teams suck this year.
So should we wear bags over our heads when we go to the games?
Right? That's not a bad idea. But I will say that the Bengals are slightly better than the Titans this year. But either way, we're going to be out there watching the Titans and the Bengals on December the 15th. In the
freezing
cold.
Our asses off, yes. With that snow that Tennessee never gets.
That is so funny. I'm looking forward to that game. That'll be fun. I will, I'll have some bourbon, make sure I stay warm.
Oh, you sneak it in? You bring your flask?
I don't know what you're talking about. Never do anything like that, Bobbi. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Well, Bobbi, this has been a fun episode of the Making Waves VO podcast. We learned a lot. We've given folks a lot of ideas on what they can do in December, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. We had a whole list there. So, yeah, take the time to make a better 2025 for yourself.
I love it. The Making Waves VO podcast is presented, as always, by Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
The Making Waves VO podcast is produced by K2 Media Productions with hosts Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobbi Maxwell. Sound design and editing by Jason Traver. Production assistance by Lacey Deline. Publicity and social media by Shannon Scott and Silas Phillips. Be sure to subscribe to the Making Waves VO podcast on your favorite platform. For all episodes, merchandise, gear, and more, visit makingwavesvo.com. Until next time, I'm AJ McKay. Keep making waves.